everyone, today I'm here to talk about critical illness. So many people have asked me, what are my chances of getting CI? Do I really need to buy CI? So here I am to answer all your questions. Okay, so does everyone really need critical illness coverage? What are the chances of getting CI in Singapore? Okay, so odds of getting CI is actually very high. And then why do you need CI coverage is because there are limitations on hospital plans, and also CI is more affordable if you buy it young. So if say you buy it at 40 or 50 years old, most likely when you look at the premiums, you won't be buying it anymore. So CI usually when you buy at 20 is the most affordable. As in definitely younger, more affordable, but if you buy when you're like in your teens, right, then you won't have the money to pay for it. Probably need your parents to pay for it. Okay, so what is CI for? CI is usually for income protection while you recover from your CI. So usually at early stage of cancer, you still can work, but the thing is, if your cancer gets worse because of the stress from work, right, then you definitely need to take time off work to recover. So it's for the income protection for the number of years you need to recover from the illness. Okay, so sharing some stats on CI. So what are these top incidence of CI is cancer, pneumonia, ischemic heart disease, which is attack all these stroke, hypertensive disease, all this. So all this is taken from the Ministry of Health. So these are the principal causes of death. Actually, this is not the most common CI. So these are principal causes of death. So take note. Okay, so also another research leading causes of death by category, usually by circulatory system, all this. Then also what's the highest cancer types in Singapore? Usually for females is the breast, and usually for males is colorectal cancer. Okay, so 10 most common cancers affecting men and women, like I mentioned, colorectal, breast. Okay, so colorectal also affects females as well. Then second most common is prostate cancer for men. Lung is third for both males and females. I can see males is more in number. Then fourth is uterus for females, and liver for males. Okay, so you can read the rest. So females one usually is more of the female reproductive system. So you can see breast, uterus, ovary, something related to uterus again. For male is usually prostate. So male actually has less incidences of getting CI . So usually for the premiums for females are actually more expensive. So I've taken this from the Singapore Cancer Society. So ovarian cancer is a silent killer. Most people have developed ovarian cysts at some part of their life. So what are the signs? Usually bloated feeling in the abdomen, abdominal distension, change of bowel habits, general bleeding, backache, discomfort, weight loss. Okay, so 8 in 9 people usually are healthy so in the healthy range, but there's the remaining 13%, so the 1 in 9 that actually is obese. So are you one of them? So if you're obese, you are at risk for several types of cancer: breast, colorectal, uterine, esophagus, stomach, pancreatic, kidney, and gallbladder. Okay, so another one is about the prostate cancer. So don't pot up your health problems. The most common cancer. So what are the signs and symptoms? Beware frequent urination, increased urination, difficulty maintaining steady stream of urine, blood. So all these are signs of prostate cancer. Okay, so what can you do to reduce cancer? Not saying that if you do this, you confirm will get cancer, but it can reduce your risk of getting cancer. Okay, through vegetables and fruits. So these are some of the vegetables and fruits that you can take. Okay, so the cost of cancer treatment in Singapore can range from 100k to 200k. So this is for the lower range, right? If you're going for all the private coverage, right, definitely this is not the representative cancer treatment cost. So Also, there is some research conducted on how much CI insurance that people in Singapore have. So usually for CI and death is about 300k per person and 700k for death protection, whereas most people only get up to 60k of CI protection, and then there's a protection gap of 250k for most people lah. Yeah, so please go and check your insurance and see whether you have sufficient critical illness protection. So what is sufficient? 5 times her annual income. Okay. So this is a short story by Smart Wealth. So this person is a Singaporean single mother with a 5-year-old son, battling stage 4 cancer, sold everything to fund the treatment, and sadly for impending funeral. Appealing for donations, no choice because didn't buy CI. So started with her undergoing a major surgery to remove a cyst. They need to undergo chemo, make her vomit in bed, unable to play with son. Then treatment stopped but it didn't last long because the cancer grew aggressively to stage 4. So you don't know when the cancer will really stop or will relapse, Yeah. So cost immunotherapy 139k per year, medicine twice a week. So per dose is 6.5k to 8k. So possibly per year is 250k didn't buy any insurance, not even dependent protection scheme. So living with a small flat, skids meal so that the son will have food on the table. So it's very very important for people who didn't save enough to buy CI insurance. As in, you really don't know when you will strike. So the cost needed don't stop there. Also still need to pay off household bills, basic necessities, bank debts, whatever . Yeah. So most pressing concern will be if you really have a kid, can't provide care and support for your kid anymore when you're not around. So really important to get CI coverage, and the basic is definitely hospital coverage. So get your hospital coverage and your CI coverage. Yeah. So sharing more about the types of CI plans and for how long you will need the cover. So if you go with the traditional early CI plans, it's usually a one-time payout. So then another kind is another early CI plan with multiple payout for different CI and relapses . So what's the pros of this? It's comprehensive coverage. Okay, covers for many types of CI. The cons is premiums might be higher, and so for some plans, the early stage they don't pay out the full amount. So you need to check your plan whether the early stage they pay out the full amount. For most of the new plans, early stage they start paying out the full amount already . Yeah. Okay. Then if you think the CI plans are too expensive and you think that cancer is the thing that you are worried about, then you can look at cancer plans. So cancer plans are usually more affordable. Then once it's diagnosed at early stage, they really start paying out. Yeah. Okay. Usually no medical checkup required for cancer plans. So cons is only cover cancer, one out of the many different critical illness. Okay. Then another kind is you can get just the common CIs, which is heart attack, stroke, and cancer. So you don't get all the different kinds of CI, you just get the limited maybe 3 to 5 CIs. Yeah. So pros is affordable premiums, so cover for early. So also pro is usually no medical checkup required. So you need to just declare what you already have and see whether the insurer can accept you. Okay. So cons is only cover for limited stuff . Yeah. Okay, so what's the difference between major CI and early CI? So major CI is more for the loss of income, because major CI by then usually cannot work already . Yeah. Also for early CI, you give the option to not work earlier, so you can recover in peace . Okay. So like I mentioned, only cover the late stage, cover from early stage . Then usually the major stage one is a one-time payout . Whereas nowadays early CI plan can pay out multiple times. Okay. So as you know, CI is really expensive, so early CI is even more expensive . So you say you got some company plans, it only covers a major CI, definitely only major CI. Yeah, it will never cover early. So you need to go and check up all your plans to see whether you have sufficient coverage. Okay. So like I mentioned, why is the 5 top CI. So more than 90% of CI claim come from cancer, attack, coronary artery bypass surgery, stroke, and kidney failure. So if you get this kind of plan, should be more than enough lah. So if you don't need, you're not kiasu like me, right? Don't need to buy the comprehensive CI plan. Can just buy the top CI plan. But if say you diagnosed with one of the CI that not in this 5, then too bad for you lah, because you pay what, I mean you get what you paid for lah. Yeah. Okay, so I already have some critical illness plan. How to ensure that I'm fully covered? So speak to your financial advisor to answer these questions and plug the shortfalls. So questions that you need to think about is, do I want a critical illness rider or just a standalone plan? Because critical illness rider usually is on a death plan that accelerates the death plan. Yeah. So also need to think about how long you want to be insured, because some plans only cover until 65, 75, or do you need until 100? Yeah. So do I really need coverage for all the critical illness? Am I willing to pay more for early critical illness? Am I also willing to pay more to cover relapses? So all these questions, you think about it before you approach your financial advisor to tell them what exactly you want. Yeah. So also make sure you are fully covered before going for any health screenings, because if you don't make sure you're fully covered, right, then you go for health screening and you discover something wrong, then by then it's too late already lah. Yeah. So things to note about CI plans, there might be exclusions which might include pre-existing conditions or things with genetic risk lah. Okay. Also need to take note there's a survival period after you are diagnosed with a CI before you can buy. The survival period before you can actually claim the payout. Then also there's a waiting period after you buy. So like say I buy a CI plan today, then usually the waiting period is 90 days. So if I'm diagnosed with anything during this 90 days, then there will be no payout. Okay. CI plans are stackable, so you can sign up for more than one CI plan to enjoy greater protection. Okay, you need to note what's the claim process like lah. Yeah, before buying your CI plan. Okay, that's the end of my slides for CI. Okay, so that's the end, and then just get your CI coverage as early as possible, because every time you get it later, it's either you can't get or premiums higher. What's the point of waiting? Yeah, decide what you need, answer all those questions, approach your financial advisor, get a plan that you need, get a sufficient amount of coverage, which is 5 times of your annual income, and that's all. You get the peace of mind. Okay, what's a few $1,000 for the peace of mind, right? Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Bye bye.